So why are we here today and what are our main objectives? Well, we want to make sure to cover today what is Power Pages, why you might want to consider Power Pages, and if I explain this right, I think you'll probably want to, and walk through some use cases on how you can get it into play for your organization. So what is Microsoft Power Pages? Well, Power Pages is part of the Microsoft Power Platform and is a secure, enterprise-grade, low-code software as a service web platform for creating, hosting, and administering modern connected external-facing websites. You know, its core purpose is really to make it easier for teams to rapidly design, configure, and publish professional engaging websites, as well as complement their existing website functionality. And the reality is most of the time when we do this for clients, when I've done it for clients, it's the latter. It's helping augment what's on their existing website today that's not good enough. You know, it also enables organizations to build sites using the same shared business data that's stored in the Microsoft Dataverse that they're using for building their other business apps, their workflows, their virtual agents, reports, and analytics within the other Power Platform components. The primary audience for this really runs the gamut. It's low code makers, if you haven't picked up on that already. It's also professional web developers and business teams. So before we dip in too much, what is the Microsoft Power Platform? I'm assuming some of you know what it is. Some of you know kind of what it is. Well, let's talk about it a little bit. Microsoft's Power Platform is their low-code platform that spans Microsoft 365, or formerly known as Office 365, Azure, Dynamics 365, as well as a host of standalone applications. It's there to help you develop faster than you've ever been able to do before. And it does it with some of these tools that you're seeing here on the screen. And this is by no means an all-extensive list. But if you don't know what these tools are, we'll talk through them real briefly, and you should look into some of the other sessions that cover these. Because Power BI is one of the best analytic tools on the globe. It is just awesome what it can do for your organization. Power Apps, whether you know it or not, if you have Dynamics 365 CE, you're using Power Apps, as well as there's a whole host of custom and capabilities that you can do that don't involve Dynamics CE within the Power App space for your own business applications. Power Automate enables your process automation within your organization, and it's very powerful as well. Power Virtual Agents for your website to guide users to where we need them to be to maximize their customer experience. What we're here to talk about today, Power Pages, external-facing websites, and then some of the other tools, AI builders, data connectors to other tools as well for your business, and then Microsoft's Dataverse, the crux of where we're storing all our business data and making things happen within our organization. So why do we want to even look at Power Pages? Well, the ease of building is the primary reason. I'll be very honest, or it's one of the main reasons, I should say. Power Pages offers drag and drop components, pre-built templates, uniform branding, and a fluid visual experience through the Design Studio. There's really no extensive coding skills that are required. Now, that bullet alone, if you know anything about web development, is probably not that compelling because most web development software offers these exact things. But the challenge at your organization is generally this gets outsourced very often, and very few organizations keep really good web developers on staff. And the goal here with Power Pages is to eliminate that need of contracting out web developers as much as possible and being able to maintain it with your business teams internally. It does, like it says in the next bullet, it minimizes the need and reliance on outside vendors for your website content updates and maintenance. That's always a pain point. Getting that new site up and running, you're probably going to need an outside vendor to help you do it really well, but getting those continual updates always ends up being a bottleneck. Now, with that, kind of flowing into the next bullet, ease of maintenance, automatic updates from Microsoft that are built in with security features that reduce maintenance efforts going forward. So as new web technologies make their way into the mainstream, Microsoft's in the background working to ensure that this software will give you the continued compatibility and deliverability you need on all those web browsers, on all those devices that are changing constantly. With that, scalability comes into play. So now you have the ability to grow your web presence with almost no limitations. And then I said it earlier, the most important on the top one, that was a lie. I corrected myself because this bottom one is the most important one. It has a natural integration with all your other Microsoft products. So what does that mean? Well, if you have ever managed a project, ran a project, or wrote an integration to your business applications, you understand how challenging it is to do it right, to keep data flowing correctly, and maximize so that you are not creating bottlenecks in your business processes. Well, Power Pages naturally integrates into those tools. So you can leverage your existing Microsoft ecosystem and shared business data. You can automatically connect to your Dynamics CE instance or your other Dynamics 365 applications, your SharePoint applications, and virtually any other Microsoft tool that's available that is there to store and deliver content. So that you're able to connect and serve up the right content and collect the right data so that you are ensuring the best customer experience and business throughput for your organization. If I could have made that a giant glowing paragraph, flashing lights, that's the big bells. That's why we're here and what I'll do today, but that would have just been too gaudy for this slide. So why do we want Power Pages? Like we said, moving on, we can get it up and running very quickly. We're speeding development. It comes preloaded with an assortment of business process and industry-focused pre-configured templates. And you can see here just a snippet of, what is this, 6 of them, 7, 8, 9, roughly to get you started. So that does help in your development time in general. But then moving on, you also get Copilot powered site building. So if you have any Microsoft tools and follow technology at all, unless you've been living under a rock, you've heard about Copilot. It's Microsoft's AI tool, one of the best on the planet. And with it, you can create beautiful layouts, smart site maps, and compelling copy with the tools that you see here. And just pointing it out, I showed a couple examples in these screenshots here on the left. It loads up with a template right at the top that says, hey, start building using Copilot. And I said, hey, make me a customer support portal. About 3 minutes later, I had the template of a customer support portal up and running. Now, I had the ability to go in from there and do things like it's showing this next screenshot where I could click in, create, modify the content if I knew exactly what I wanted to type. But hey, Copilot is right there where my cursor is. And you know what? I got stuck. I said, all right, well, help me out, give me a little extra content. And it gave me a suggestion. It also, off on the right in the Experience Builder, gives you a capability to start right off and say, hey, you know what? Add a custom contact form to this site. You know what? Hey, go look at this website and bring back the branding for my main site. So I don't have to go look up all the codes, the RGB and hex codes and the fonts and make sure it matches perfectly. Copilot will try and help me out with that. Now, I'll throw a big asterisk in. Copilot's still pretty new. It's not perfect. Sometimes it returns back some crazy results, but it also always asks, do you want to apply? So you don't have to live and die by it, but it can really help out. It works really nicely. You also get the ability to boost your workflows with that same AI. So with that, you're elevating your efficiency with advanced forms, code customizations, and AI chatbot integrations. So again, yeah, that integration side of it that we talked about earlier, the part that is always a problem, where maybe you originally set your site up today to do something like you're seeing on the screen here. Hey, let's take this application, but then it gets dropped into a separate database. And maybe an email gets sent to somebody in your organization when that happens. And then that person has to look at the email and decide what to do with it and forward it on or manually enter it in the system. And it's very slow, lots of fail points. You can automate it all right with Power Pages. You also get the capability to develop with Pro Tools. So web developers, you're not left behind here if you're on this call listening. This does have a natural integration to Visual Studio Code integrated in. You can pop it right open on the screen, adjust your CSS, adjust the code, manipulate scripts as you see fit, and add that deeper functionality and capabilities to your website, maybe that you have on your main website, get it styled the same, make things flow correctly, and use those tools to edit the page code, as well as use hooks into GitHub and Azure DevOps for deployment and application management as well. So follow your organizational processes. We're not breaking it, forcing you into a little funnel saying you must do it this low code way. You have the capability to do it with your professional development tools as well. And then you also have the capability to strengthen your web security by using this. Security concerns on the web are massive concerns, always massive across the board. Doesn't matter what organization you're in. You don't want to get hoisted by ransomware, held hostage by ransomware, things of that nature. So with that, you can mitigate your security concerns with advanced encryption that comes along with the tool. You get rich role-based access controls, integrated authentication tools, as you can kind of see in the screenshot there, and support for web application firewalls. Now, with that said, that's a lot of, this sounds kind of cool. How exactly can I make this work, and what's in it for me as an organization? Well, I'm going to walk through a few use cases in the next few slides that will hopefully give you an idea. This is just a very small snippet into some of the possibilities. Honestly, over the years, I've done this for everything from health insurance companies to banks to very small nonprofits trying to just handle some data coming in from their web. So we'll walk through a few of those scenarios and hopefully get your brain thinking a little bit more on how this could maybe work for you. So the first one I want to walk through is, this is I call it the holy grail of manufacturers, the customer self-service support portal. So you can develop a website for services like warranty registration, knowledge-based delivery, support inquiries, appointments, account management, case management. Handle it all right here with an authenticated portal for your customers. It's connected on the back end in this scenario to Dynamics CE, so your service software, so that you can deliver them, the knowledge base. You can look right on the screen there and see, they can search your knowledge base, try and fix it themselves. If they can't get a solution, they can create a case that routes to you automatically in your Dynamics CE customer service instance, where your agent picks it up, handles it quickly, gets them a result, maximizes their experience, which maximizes everybody's experience overall. That's just one little piece of that. I say little, this is a very big piece. Along with that, you get the capability to handle customer forums. So I've had this in the past where, as a manufacturer, I have forums. My customers are posting on Reddit, they're posting on Facebook. Well, I don't actually know if they're my customers. They might just be random bots and people posting. Negative things are getting posted that shouldn't be there because I know it's a bot, things of that nature, but I have zero control over what's on those forums. Well, with this, we can integrate a customer forum, let them interact with each other. That way we get to moderate, assist, and give them the best experience from that standpoint as well. You can also expand that portal a little bit further, or maybe this is all you want to spin up. A little bit more customer self-service. The FAQ page. This dials back to this consistent updating and maintenance of your website. FAQs can change very, very rapidly, and we want to keep our website up to date without maybe having to reach out to a contractor and wait for 4 weeks for them to get it done. So with that said, we can simply spin up an FAQ page that we're managing very quickly through SharePoint or whatever our chosen tool is where we're driving those topics. It automatically serves up the new questions. We're making everybody happy. From the same context, order returns. Amazon is out there. They have one of the best customer experiences on the web. The way they handle order processing, order history, and returns is very fluid, you can recreate that same experience with minimal effort. I'm being very honest, using Power Pages and connecting it to your backend ERP systems, CRM systems, whatever it happens to be. Another very big use case, more on the marketing and event side of the house, is capturing visitor interest and feeding it automatically into your sales, marketing, and event team members. So, very quickly you can spin up landing pages, embed forms, have it funnel in submissions, route it to the right person so they can be followed up on promptly. And on the same front, promote your events that you're having, collect registrations, collect payments, figure out what kinds of meal intricacies, hotel options that these people require, take that in, submit, automations follow up for you in the back end with those tools we talked about earlier. And again, I keep saying it, the customer experience is maximized and you're collecting things so much quicker, fluidly, without a lot of manual intervention. This is another one actually that fits in the manufacturing space very well as a partner and distributor management portal. We actually spun this up. I know I talked about that furniture manufacturer early on. We spun one of these up for their distributor network. They have distributors in almost literally every major city across the globe. And with that, they work very hand in hand in selling large corporate deals with localized clients. So they had to work with the distributors very well. So they set up a distributor portal where they could help distributors with their orders, inquiries, leads, convey where orders are in the processing methodology and when they're going to be delivered. And then also, sustainability tracking, distributor performance was a huge one for them as well. But you can do that all right within Power Pages, and it's interconnected to your backend systems. Very easy to tweak if and when needed, and it works really well. Field service, you can allow scheduling of field service requests and allow tracking of their status. So for your customers, or maybe, when they come in, you let them key in the type of service they want, look for an available appointment when they're going to be around, pay a fee if required, collect that fee over the web, and they can do it from any device and automate that field service scheduling. And then we also get into citizen services. So another big one, that I've personally been involved with and I know is working really well is building websites for nonprofit and state and local government services to do things like volunteer scheduling, permit processing, class signups, licensing, applications, outage reports. If you happen to be listening to this and you live in the state of Michigan, I actually did an outage reporting system for the largest energy company that's in the state here. So if you're enrolled with them and you get emails when there's outages, I was involved with that. So a lot of that, most, if not all, can be done right through Power Pages here, as you're kind of seeing here in these couple examples. And then you get the capability to schedule and manage meetings as well. Kind of flow similar to what we talked about already for the field service, but you have the ability to build a site that enables, simple location and appointment scheduling, pick an office, pick a time, pick an available person, staff member for really any type of meeting. You can get automated reminder capabilities, customizable calendars, and a whole lot more. And again, I should have noted any device. I think that is the biggest part in web development. Building things for a desktop is great. We know today the majority of users are operating on their smartphones. So we have to make things work just as well, if not better, for the phone. And then the last use case I really want to go over today is around data reporting. So you get the capability to share analytics from Power BI with distributors, customers, vendors, and suppliers, or really whoever else, to help them make informed decisions. And this one really loops back to what we talked about a few minutes ago around the partner portal, the distributor portal, where we could give them, performance reviews, show them in this interconnected Power BI report that's hooked to our backend ERP systems, where is your order in the process? How are your clients doing? How are you doing as a vendor of ours relative to our network? So you can keep up on things and they can get at what they need. And this is all authenticated, very secure, and doesn't involve cutting and pasting data anywhere. It just naturally flows together and auto refreshes. So that leads us, that was a lot of use cases. There's a lot more that can be done. But, how do you get started with Power Pages? Well, being very honest, it is super easy. You can go right to powerpages.microsoft.com and sign up for a free trial. So you don't have to have corporate licenses to try it out. You can spin it up, see how it works. It'll let you spin up a private page, a non-publicly accessible page. So you're not ruining your corporate branding or anything, but spin it up, test it out, see how it works. And I think you'll be pretty impressed.